one last map for tonight's ESL Pro League over in Europe, at least, and it's going to be Cbble. EnVy lost the first map 13-16 over to North, and now this will be the Battleground, a map that, much like Nuke, used to be very much liked by this North team. I mean, when they were formerly Dignitas, this was a very good map for them. They retained some skills on it, but it does seem to be a question mark at times, I feel like.
Dropped off when Cajun joined. They started getting on the Dust 2 train, and now that, you know, it's been needed in their map pool, it's come back, and we've seen some decent stuff on it. I'm interested with this matchup now because the first game was close. 16-13 is a close matchup. We saw the firepower is definitely there from EnVy to match in terms of, like, individual skill is there. They won some clutch rounds. They did some nice, I guess, team play. It's just certain situations they let themselves down, and I guess getting force-board a lot by North is a hard thing to recover from, especially on that T side. But I want to talk about right now the way that North react. These very fine things, right? So when you see like executes come in, how do people react in certain ways? What do you do? What utility do you throw? And we've got a clip here of it's a very minor thing, but this is a normal strat that you see coming out all the time on Cbble. It's just the B wall smokes. This is against Space Soldiers the other day, and it's just from MSL and AZ. It's such a tiny detail, but you've got Magus and Config who are going to find themselves in the firefight. They're going to be on the other side of the smokes, and just this flash, he's not helping them by fighting. He's helping them by throwing flashes, which are going to land above Cajun and Magus, and they're going to not get blind, while the other players from Space Soldiers are going to be completely white. They have to run away. They can't take the duel. It allows them to continue fighting and, you know, finds them a few frags. So nice little flash there from AZ and MSL. That's the theory side of things, right? This is what they've talked about. This is how we can help without running through the smokes and being idiots. Actually,
I like this clip because earlier today you said an interesting thing. You said Space Soldiers was going to surprise people this year. Top 15
yeah, I think that'll be like
a
top 15 team. I'm really excited about them. They got a lot of talent.
All right, cool. Yeah, and now on this map, I mean, EnVy, this is a map, Lauren, that used to be very favorable to some of the previous French lineups. They used to love it.
Yeah, massively so, and a lot of the players here used to shine incredibly brightly on it. And then you look specifically at G2. They had, well, excuse me, EnVyUs against G2. That was the first game everyone was like, oh, this lineup's got potential. We've suddenly, you know, we kind of wrote away. We didn't think they were going to be the superstars. Right. They took the victory and everyone's heads turned. But from that point on, they've not particularly had great results. That was like the one-off big result on Cbble for them specifically. But you look historically at this team, there's depth there. They have something to go to on this, and hopefully we get to see that today. I don't know if we will, because it feels like North do have an upper hand just overall in this matchup. And if anything, this is probably going to exacerbate the situation. But you know, if they throw themselves back a couple of players of good performances, you might see at least a competitive match.
Did you want to say something?
I just think that EnVy really need Happy to have an amazing game on that B side, on the CT side, because it's RPK looking after drop, it's XMS basically being the utility, I was trying to think of a word without swearing. The guy
player
to throw utility for Happy to be able to get frags, so Happy has to pop those heads. If he can't get those frags, they're going to have a rough time, because we have Scream and Sixer, who are probably two players that would be, I think would be better utilized at that B site, but they're the A defense, and that's a pretty solid hold. So B-bomb site's where the action's going to be going down.
It strikes me that we never actually set a value for the swear jar. Is it €1
I don't
swear?
swear. You know, people think that I swear a lot.
You do.
But I managed to quell it on the
I think it's more like reality and broadcast all just blends together at a certain point, and that's why we think you swear.
Yeah.
But is it $1 to get back to the previous question? $1 for the swear jar?
Sure.
$1, €1. Yeah, we'll give €1.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and now EnVy on the T side. I mean, you highlight Happy on the T side, but on the CT side. But on the T side now, this is where he's known for his lurking, and in the previous French teams, he seemed a little bit lackluster with his coordination with the other 4 players on his team. But this is, you got to look at a map like Cbble and say, drop is like made for lurkers. You know, you have the A bomb site that people can be aggressive with a lurk and be effective. Is this map much like a little bit better suited to the tools of EnVy than Nuke was?
I just remember you going off about the active lurk rather than Happy's passive lurk, and always seemingly being shown very specifically on Cbble as well. When he does it well, and when he's active in doing it, it can change entire games. But then towards the end of the previous roster, we didn't see much of that.
Lauren's bang on there.
Yeah, I mean, remember as well, it's an older argument, because this was a lot of the criticism of GetRight to a certain degree at a certain point when he needed to change his lurking style, and he's done it. Fair credit to him. But there was a time when even GetRight's kind of really passive, really, you know, crazy patient lurking style was actually a detriment to NIP. So yeah, I think it's tough for a lot of players. We see Hiko struggle with it as well. Hiko still hasn't broken out of that more passive lurking style.
this is the thing though with a player like Hiko. He used to be the clutch master. I remember playing against him. We were in like 1v3 situations. I was like, oh Jesus, we might still lose this. But he's dropped off from that. You didn't expect Get-Right, even though Get-Right and Happy are good clutch players. Their lurk was making those frags in the back and then making it harder for the team to retake. Whereas Hiko's one was more like clutch lurk. I thought anyway. Yeah. But with Happy, something that he has been doing more is integrating himself in the strategies, because I think he's a really good player. Like mechanically, aim-wise, he's fantastic. He can entry frag. If he can do something that I harped on last season as well, is why don't you get Happy to go in first, be actively like fighting, be look like he's doing the lurk, and then have the other 4 players behind him ready to trade him and take the side. That you're not going to expect it. It's a little thing you can throw in maybe once or twice a half. Nice little mix-up.
Yeah, we've even, while we're on that subject, we've even seen Get-Right get a little bit aggressive with some of his lurks and enter at some point. He did make the big switch right on Malmo, being a little bit more of an entry fragger. But we'll have to see how Cbble is going to treat Envy. There's a lot of players, a lot of success on this map, and a lot of experience. We'll see how it pans out.
Nailed it.
Unreal. Please save me, Henry and Sadicist.
You need Jesus, son. But we'll get you.
Him.
The good news is you're good friends with him, according to the Bible, so it shouldn't be hard for him to help you. But Cobblestone, a mystical place. Some refer to it as Hogwarts, and I, in fact, can confirm that it is.
Well, there you go. Bit of trivia there from Matt and his experiences with Wizards. It's going to be NP versus North, their second showing here. Nuke was a bit interesting there, and North actually running away with it in the second half. Looking like Envy were going to pick up that one up after we saw the 9-6 in the first half. But Cbble, certainly an interesting one. This used to be North's stomping ground, especially in their Dignitas. So this is why they really came on my radar. I thought they were an exceptional team, especially on the T side. Have dropped off significantly since Cajun has joined, it has to be said. I'm not really sure what to expect from EnVyUs, though. This used to be a great EnVyUs map. It was up and down, to be fair.
Yeah, I think up and down is a better way to put it. I think it used to rely on a lot of individualism, and I know Kenny had some very good games on it. Happy's lurking at the early stages was what almost defined the way drop was played in many cases. But then Happy, they talked about on the desk, kind of fell off in that role. Kenny was inconsistent a lot of the time, and it never panned out to be their map much beyond the opening stages of it, if that makes sense.
I think that's fair. Obviously, with this lineup, it's difficult to predict what's going to happen. I think they actually played against G2 on this map in the earliest stages of Pro League. That was when we first had that big clash, and they actually won it. So that's what the first
game was.
That was the
Scream stand-in.
Yeah, that's right. He went absolutely nuts.
Yeah, remember I mentioned it in the last map. Deveduk was supposed to be, or Deveduk, I'm not sure how exactly you say it, was supposed to be the player that would be where Scream essentially is on that roster, the 5th on that roster.
Indeed. Wasn't meant to be, it seems. We're just waiting to get into, the second map here. Everyone's on the server, and we should be starting momentarily. You can see there's a little player on the screen. That's Major's Boy. Have a change of pace as well. Matt's actually DJing for us tonight. So, Matt, what's this tune called?
This tune is called Get Lucky by Daft Punk.
There it is, a classic.
Up next, the Rude Sandstorm.
Yep, well, we'll get that queued up and hopefully get this game underway momentarily. It seems we've got time, Matthew. Do you think EnVyUs can go toe-to-toe with North on this one?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think they can go toe-to-toe with anyone. Well,
anyone.
In theory. I mean, they have the potential to do it. Whether or not they can convert it all is another story. And that's where I guess the point I'm making is, on any given night, they can beat anyone. It's just whether or not they can put it together in the right way. And I don't think that they're on that consistent level yet. I don't think they're all playing together with each other in that way yet, that level yet.
Well, we'll see how they put it together here in the pistol round. It's going to be 3 sets of armor. Scream's got a P250, a couple of flashbangs as well. 4 sets of armor in total, 5 sets of armor for North. So no diffuse kit or utility for them. I'll have a look at the setup as well. It's normally going to be a heavy setup towards B. MSL made his boy Cajun towards that side of the map. Config a little bit aggressive towards long, and AZ's in the connector, just kind of floating between both bomb sides there. For now, EnVyUs are posted towards top of mid. Just looking for any sort of aggression from the CTs here. 6 spots out Config. Doesn't do any damage, so Config will probably fall back at this point. He's got some vision at least to work out. Okay, it's not a B rush. There are some terrorists towards top of middle, but as that happens, EnVyUs do send all 5 players towards the B halls. Happy, of course, he's in drop down.
Yep. I think that's one thing we're going to see from him on this team. Now that it's kind of back to his creation and his sort of style, I think he'll create a lot of space for himself, and maybe that's one way to reinvent, rather than his play style, the whole team around it. But down he goes, the rest in toward B long. Magisk waiting for it, has to get blinded, or rather, has to move because he's blinded. No matter though, Cajun picks up 1. MSL's the next in line. He's got to play it for the rock. Down goes Magisk. It's 3 versus 4. Bomb going to be planted as well on top of the statue. And MSL fighting aggressively. Looks inside of the site, but RPK, he steps out. A complete surrounding of MSL. Get on your knees, son. Hands behind the back. And an assassination.
Okay, I'm glad you went that way with it.
Oh, wow. Get your mind out of the gutter, Henry. I would never.
Yeah, you've been tamer recently, to be fair. But
So, yeah, I'm back on my crazy meds.
fair enough. It's going to be 1-0 for EnVyUs there. As default to kick things off, then back towards B we went, and one player in drop down, which of course was happy. He had control. One flashbang is all it took, and they opened up the frag in there. But a force buy in return. It's North with the scout. Cajun B will be wielding that weapon, and towards B halls we go once more. Scream with that mid control. He's only got the P250. Around him is 2 UMPs and 2 MAC-10s, and a single AK purchase. Is an interesting decision there. So a chance of Cajun B to have some long-range control, maybe towards the upper platform, as the bomb starts to commit towards B. Scream still showing presence on this side of the map, as you can see. PT50, I think he spotted config. Throws a little flashbang in there, and now Cajun B has got that control of the upper platform, and he's hit a shot as well. He's taking XMS down to 38.
Yeah, he certainly has. Cajun, scout, long, 2 players in front, 1 boosted, 6er on his left. He's gonna jump. Ooh, get tagged.
Yeah.
You no longer have a baby toenail. From config. Whoa, makes 1 work. They jump through though. Jumping MAC-10. It's quite a lovely animal. I'd love to get an Aussie Man Rules tape on it. Maybe just David Attenborough. Does get back out from the drop room. The spot happy, trying to sneak inside of the A site, but he's caught off guard that time, and it'll limit Envy considerably as well. They started this with such poise with the weapon spot up, the SMGs. There's 2 of them left in the round, but they're at 31 and 29 HP. And meaning the scout just needs to hit. Ooh, a shot. That's what Sixer does instead. Magiska's now limited. Smoke in, or rather Molotov. Okay, excuse me. They don't have a smoke, but that still means they can cross, get a bomb down, and it actually turns back to their round to win, or rather their round to lose, if you want to be technical about it. But Disk, he might actually make that happen, because RPK, as mentioned, is still on 31, and he's got an UMP picked up now, getting through the door aggressively. Knows then that RPK has to be on the site, so swings left to right like a pendulum to clear angles methodically before arriving inside of the battle zone. And RPK, he's going to use sound for his information, and he does it right.
30 HP on RPK then somehow comes out on top of that duel. I thought Major's Boy had the drop on him there, considering so many angles and options he had available to him at that point. It was a 2 versus 1. A great shot with the UMP from middle as well to hit on Cajun. I thought that round was tied up and North were going to pick it up, but EnVyUs managed to hold on by the skin of their teeth there. So they should be into round number 3. Relatively confident it's going to be a full EK from North. They get more SMGs to work with. 3 MAC-10s, an MP7, and RPK, he'll be sticking on the AK. So good work from him to pick up that round. It's a big one. And, of course, it is a full eco from North. Just one player in the form of Major's Boy. He's got a P250, and as on the screen you can see, he's in drop down and happy. He's already got control of that position, and he'll wait until he gets towards A, call is clear, and then call for his teammates to back him. Job done.
Job done indeed.
Maybe not.
But you're right, MSL does get happy again. On his own, inside of the drop room. They think, now this is kind of interesting. I can't remember, I think it was Chad that said this last year on one of their Drop the Bomb episodes, maybe episode 5. Now why not use Happy as a lurk bait? Because they catch him and drop and they start to go back over toward A site instead, thinking that's surely where they're going, and Envy just walks in toward B and win the round.
Yeah, well, didn't really have much to work at the CDs then. Might as well take a gamble, see what's available to you. But here we go then, 3-0 in favor of the French side. It's going to be 5 and 4 to North. No Cajun B NWP available, no kits available. This is a pretty rough buy for them, and considering Config has no head armor as well, those SMGs can do a lot of damage towards him. City utility is quite limited as well. They have got 5 smokes, but no incendiaries, and it's going to be a split coming in here. The bomb towards long A, and Config's looking to challenge this area as well with the Silence M4. Doesn't fully commit, just watches this tight angle for now. And this could work out quite nicely. He still wants to get 1 kill and fall back. Got to get it, there it is. Bomb dropped as well. Refrag from Scream, not going to be happening. There it is, Config. Well, much more control there. Had to go a bit more aggressive than you'd have liked because, like I said, the CD team certainly struggling here. It's a big round for them. Get the early advantage, and that's going to be perfect.
Smoke down, Cajun B, holding off his bomb site. It's in his name, he clearly owns it, Henry. Sun goes behind him, he gets forward instead. That gives him a bit of line to work with. Smoke not dissolving in his favor just yet, but they spray in. He's gone low. 6 back inside of the archway. Do they consider this having already thrown a Molotov or not? Either way, even if they do, I'd say that, but then Magician's actually rotated off. He's supporting drop instead. MSL's gonna win that battle. That should bring Magician closer because Agent's gonna go down. Magician gets back in time, sets up for a nice crossfire, finds one, has to go to the pistol instead, and MSL's there to take that down. So very good teamwork and coordination in that situation, especially because if Cajun was that low and went down sooner, it would have been really, really problematic.
Yeah, that was quite a nice round from North. Like you said, they were limited going to that one. Config finds that first kill, almost funnels them towards the B side as well. But North, it got a bit dicey there, but Cajun B going down to 6 HP, getting spammed through the smoke, gets in that little cubby hole, and at least baits out some aggro and allow his teammates to spray them down as they come towards the B side. So round number 5 comes in, EnVyUs down to 3 AKs and 2 pistols. More default in terms of their setup, and Config once again aggressive towards long. Molotov's going to be there, but I don't think EnVyUs will fall for the same trick twice. Surely not. Apparently they do. The refrag comes in this time.
Z, good read.
It's interesting. Normally, it's Major Spoilers playing long A, if you remember.
That's actually very, very true. I don't even know why we haven't touched on that because, of course, the iconic game, and I'm going to use that word, at the Major.
Yeah. He was nuts in that position. Very good. So that's kind of interesting to see that kind of change up. But still early days in the half. Round number 5 is going to be the 4-on-3 advantage for North here. In terms of map control, we have got long A covered for EnVyUs. They still have 3 smokes remaining as well, and the 6er will be rotating with the bomb to join them. So they have to operate quickly here. They've lost control of the B side of the map. CT's coming behind them, so they've probably got to execute in the next 10 to 15 seconds. Options are smoke towards connector, Molotov the balcony, flash over, there's a smoke. And they have to pretty much move right now, otherwise they have no idea what's coming behind them.
So smoke lands doorway. MSL. Inside of the site goes down to RPK. Flank rotation going to come in from Cajun. That'll put him in contention reasonably soon, but AZ responds ahead of 6er. That's bombed down. That'll buy a lot more time for Cajun. Flash out. AZ shoulder peeked by RPK. Nearly actually went to haunt him because he had a clean shot while the nade was drawn. Still manages to pick the kill. And it's just Magician now, Cajun, who's gone long as well, reading less options, less angles to cover more correctly because he's already got everything behind him dealt with. And he finds the first pick onto RPK as a result. Bomb ticking, happy to play it. Planted as well, in behind, there's nothing he can do. This is done. Magician already has that defuse.
Absolutely done. And no kit. That's all he had working in his favor, really. But as soon as Cajun B's watching him and covering it, it should have been a tied-up situation. Happy doesn't have time to find that frag. And he gets taken down. So North, once again, holding strong there towards the A side of the map. EnVyUs, that was a force buy from them. They get the bomb down. I don't think they can really buy into this round. Probably Tech 9s. And some body armor potentially here. P250s, it looks like, at this point. But North doing a very good job. AZ got a little bit dicey for him at the back of the side there, but getting 1 kill, getting the information, slowing down RPK was fine. So yeah, some body armor, deagles, a smoke here for RPK as well. That's not been used as of yet. We'll have a look as to where he's going, but Config, he's got the orb and looking to get a little bit aggro here. He's in danger. Trying to see if there's any sort of intel. Not necessarily get a kill here, but he spots players crossing over. That's absolutely fine as well. And we'll go towards B. XMS holding towards mid. Maybe show a little bit of presence, go for a backstab potentially here. We're going for drop-down control once again. That's what EnVyUs seem to be focusing all of their plays.
So we'll wait for one drop and turns around to find RPK already in the site. Down he goes. AZ's position's relatively decent, all things considered, as they head back over toward A. Get him a kill quite quickly. It'll also mean that Config get to cover off long. Success in doing it. I have to say as well, considering you pull a player who's so good off that spot, you wonder if Magisk maybe felt like he was stale, like he was being countered.
Yeah, makes
and
sense.
said, you know what, I'm good there, but I have trust in you, and he's very comfortable, seemingly very comfortable, playing the swing position on the B side so far this game.
Yeah, it makes sense. When someone becomes so iconic in a position, so good at it, you think like back to, let's use an example, Taz inside of Train, right?
Yes.
He plays it for so long and he's so good at it that he starts to get counted, and this takes like a little refresh. Just go away from it 3 months, play somewhere else, and like kind of get your confidence back, and then you can move back to that position and be ready for it. Config seems to be doing a great job, to be fair.
Yeah, I think part of that too is you build up bad habits or things that are very repetitive and predictable.
Yeah.
As soon as you go away and come back, it's refreshed thought, and you're only remembering the good things you did.
Yeah.
You're not overthinking it. You're simplifying it again. I know Kerrigan switched quite a bit on Train as well toward Ivy and Sandwich and how he wanted to play. Flash through config, has to back off. Easy does the same with him, doesn't want to get locked and stuck inside of danger. Molotov will buy them a bit more space. He might commit to this corner. Oh, who's to see above though? Better shot, Scream.
That was a very good shot, very fast indeed, and it's going to be a 5-on-4, still a minute remaining as well. Problem is, this was quite a limited buy for EnVyUs. They've got the man advantage, sure, but in terms of getting to a site, they have one smoke and a flashbang. That's about it. MSL trying to find this frag in return. It's good timing, but Six is waiting for him, takes him down, 5-on-3. So North trying to get the man advantage back in their favor, but actually works against them at this point. They should be round tied up. Next boy looking the wrong way, and Happy takes him down.
Does take him down, gives him the sight. This is going to be a very, very hard turn for North. That starts it. Well, that adds to it, but 3 players swarming. Config, where's the shot from long corner? Finally, XMS gets in position. If he'd found a 3rd kill there, or he's completely overwhelmed and outnumbered, that would have been ridiculous, but it also still means that Cajun has a shot in this. Jumping up from balcony, though, spotted from Stables, manages to evade it. So the AK not able to hit the shot, and Cajun's very slow to react, considering that flash came over from a mile away. Still gonna try and work. They'll hear the tick for the Molotov. RPK now knows he's likely to the left. And chances are the round, yeah, you're right, is out of reach based on that. But we can pull this back because XMS isn't ready for the peak. And RPK, he knows, is on the site.
He's just trying to wait for the mistake from RPK here. It's not gonna come in. He holds strong. This duel comes in at this point, spots him, and it's RPK that picks it up. So Cajun gives himself an opportunity there, finding the player towards Stables, but RPK, he's not taking any bait. Cajun is just hoping RPK panics a little bit there, gives something away, jumps up and thinks he's getting flanked, but just holds in that corner, takes him down, wins the duel, goes down to 9 HP to be fair. It was very close, but it's a big round for EnVyUs to pick up. As they take the lead here, it will be them winning the pistol, going 3-0, but North found 3 on the bounce as well, so they'll still have plenty of money going into round number 8. Config, to be fair, is down to the glass cannonade OUP, and we'll be back towards danger, backed up by AZ. No orb for EnVyUs at all here. Another 1v1 means actually have 2 Galils. As we go into round number 8, it's 4-3. Nothing really given away. Lots of defaults from EnVyUs here. They're not doing like fast B pushes or set pieces at the start of the round or any fakes as of yet. Quite a basic game in that respect. But they are winning for now, so that's absolutely fine.
Sal gonna wait to see what kind of commitment does come this way. Obviously, there won't be much with the flames down right now, but as they start to extinguish, he knows the timing is such that they could be perched and ready, so he gets himself posed to deal with it. Finds the first, nearly found a reset shot toward Happy, and when I say reset, I mean resetting his aim, obviously, in position to deal with it accordingly, but not able to do so. It's XMS instead that will walk in from long B, and Cajun, to deal with it, will go back up late at this time. They've already cleared, but he doesn't go that far in. I'm not sure if it's us lagging. That's the second time I've seen Cajun have very slowed reactions. The flash on the A site in the last round, it seemed like almost like a wireless mouse dying. I know he doesn't use one. I'm just saying that's what it looked like visually. I'm hoping that's just our GoTV. But Config, he's the hope in this situation. No kit, but he's got the 100 HP and the AWP glass cannon at that to try and get back in. Spams toward Chicken Coop. Sixer refuses to peek it. So XMS and Sixer getting his teammate down. We'll have all the information that he's up close.
Yeah, good discipline here from EnVyUs, not allowing Config to have anything to work with, and he gets spammed through the door by like a little of Sixer. So EnVyUs there, 5-3. Like we said, another basic round in terms of the tactical execution. Default into a simple B take there, focusing on drop down once again. They get the first pick, going round by round, is finding the kills and shutting down North now. It's 5-3. And it's going to be $2,000 per player. In terms of loss bonus, only the second stage. That's $900 into the bank account. It's obviously not enough to buy on the CT side. They'll just be taking a little partial buy here. Some Deagles, PT-50s, no nades or armor. Six has the AWP now, as we discussed on Nuke. He is the main AWPer for EnVyUs. Obviously, some big shoes to fill in the form of Kenny S, but he was a very prolific AWPer in 1.6 and considered one of the best in France, to be fair. So maybe he can find some of that form once more. He was pretty decent on Nuke, to be fair. Didn't like impress me an insane amount, but didn't underwhelm me either.
So waits. Did you know that that room was on fire, Henry?
It looked like it, yeah. Now they just dropped the bomb.
They have actually dropped the bomb over. RPK's got it now.
That's why I said that.
Happy takes MSL quickly as he drops down. Shoots on purpose. Some people used to ask, I think most of the regular back to it because they're going to completely blind out, but just walking. Good shot from Scream. His accuracy is certainly on this particular map. dispel the round. So I'll go back to my point. The reason he shoots on the way down, some people still ask because they aren't familiar with it or maybe don't watch as much or whatever reason. It's the disguise when he lands.
Yeah.
You know, you could still be shooting from the top and he's just pre-firing. You don't know if he's down or not, so that's why he does it. Pretty obvious, but just for those of you who aren't aware.
Yeah, just gives him a little veil to work with there, so they can't be 100% sure he's gone down. So it makes sense, just to kind of signify he's pre-firing or something like that. But yes, 5 players surviving for EnVyUs here, very convincing round. There's screen to get the final one as well, so they're up to 6-3 now. 3 rounds in a row for EnVyUs. Money's still not in a great place for the CTs here. They can buy into this round, but it'd be weak. It'd be like shotguns, UMPs, a couple of M4s, maybe FAMASs. So what's the play here? Do you buy into this one? Apparently not. Another partial buy. There'll be a 4th stage loss bonus next round of $2,900. Makes sense. You don't want to let this one spiral out of control. Right now, it's still quite early days. They can still win the half, even though they lose this round, so that's fine. It's quite a balanced map. It used to be considered a very T-sided map. Not so much anymore. The adjustment of the stairs coming on the B bomb site gives CD a few more options here. The one side of the fair we're used to. A little drop down and boost coming in. I don't think it matters too much here. There's a counter boost going on. As Happy, he takes down Magisk. And Sixer chimes in as well.
Cell heads towards smoke. Makes his way through it. Happy. Spots MSL. As soon as he tries to get through that smoke. And it's all down to AZ. So again, Envy. I mean, T-side a little bit more likely on Cobblestone than Nuke even. But again, they start to find and string together some rounds.
Yeah, absolutely. This is looking good for EnVyUs. This is going to be another 5 versus 1. Just poor old AZ now. That B side. Very good with this Deagle. There you go. There's a nice demonstration for you. As he gets a lovely long-range headshot there to take down Happy. He'll recover his AK as well. And he might survive. If you save the AK, that would be very beneficial. Might not sound like a lot, but saving 1 rifle in this sort of scenario would be great, but not meant to be. Scream's ready and waiting in the B halls. Takes him down. 7-3 now in favor of EnVyUs. Excuse me.
Don't die on me, Henry.
Still got the flu from Katowice, but we'll get in there. We're getting better. Config and Cajun B. Double orb setup now. Config and Cajun. I'm not a big fan of the double orb setup on Cobble, but it certainly has room. I think against EnVyUs, it actually makes sense. They're not a very tactical team. They're going to drop the wall of smokes against you, so it actually does make sense in this particular scenario. Depends on the team you're playing against and knowing your opponents, in my opinion. But let's see where this works out. Sixer rattles off some shots there through the smoke. Doesn't find anything just yet. He'll be boosted up. Happy, of course, towards drop down. MSL, though, he'll be ready and waiting. Does a little bit of damage there, but not too much.
Bit of a confrontation toward that window as well. This windowsill, but MSL will transfer instead toward E-Box. Cajun will jump above and try and see what he can down from the long tunnel. And the boosted player, XMS, walks out to reveal and gets taken down immediately. Back over to A, where Scream's going to slowly back off of this as well. 2 players have pushed out toward long. Would have given them something to work with on B if they'd found the opening pick, but Cajun finding it is obviously far better for them. He looks like he's going to have some more company as well. Bounce back, won't do anything, but he can't land the jump shot. Has to back off. Slight tag, hit for 30. He better get to the statue quickly as well because they're approaching that corner fast. The op's in the open, it's flashed off. Good save from MSL. Keeps Cajun in contention. He's got no vision, but he's still alive, and that's all that matters. Hold down the sight. Sixer trades, but just goes out. Easy's found by Happy. And now Cajun has a bit of a problem because he has to watch for the rock toward the E-Box until they get in position to cover it off. Sixer will go for the bomb instead. When he does Cajun peek it out? Does he realize he's in the site? Certainly does. And it's all on to Happy.
3 versus 1 for Happy. Very unlikely. And you can see Cajun B takes him down. It's going to be the first round in 4 that North have found there. And this is what I'm talking about EnVyUs. In terms of their executions to bomb sites, you can see they're not dropping all the smokes, the molotovs, the flashbangs. They're trying to walk into bomb sites and use their brutal aim, which we know they have. But sometimes, like a double orb setup, that's going to be really difficult to make happen. That's why this double orb setup does make sense in this particular matchup, I think. So, Config and Cajun hold on to their orbs, but Sixer will be picking up his once again. Looking to reset the CT set. It will be quite a harsh reset as well. He didn't have much to work with, and Sixer ready and waiting towards long A. Config has been aggressive towards that position, and he goes there with the orb this time, and AZ he's left in a very troublesome scenario now because does he try and recover the orb? Does he try and get a frag back in return? Options very limited on the CT side. MSL will be rotating over. So T on either side for now. Smoke goes down to take away any orb vision from the connector area. And now they've got danger control as well. They could pincer in AZ here. He's actually in a lot of trouble. MSL needs to back him up right now.
Shot from AZ to find one, all things considered.
Yeah, but it's not
isolated.
enough.
No, it's not. Well, it can be remedied or rectified by MSL picking up multiple kills.
Yeah, they still have the point is that they still have a minute to work with right now. MSL alone, you can see they have no intel as to where the commitment is. He only saw one player, right? So he has no idea. They're going back towards B. You just hold up. We've proceeded to make a mistake. And MSL's position, that's a one and done if I've ever seen one. Like, he's not going to get multiple kills from here. If he goes down, it's round over.
It's true,
Scream's
absolutely. Coming. But, yeah, and this is the problem, too. They're only going to done and gone, not even one. They're not going to face him multiple. If they were quick, if there was less time, maybe. RPK takes down Magisk. Cajun on 4, and he's just going to sit at B and hold this one off. Keep his up. The Fever Dream.
That's a new one.
It is a new one. It's a brand new one. I actually like it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. They got a sick USP in this new case as well. Didn't get an operation, but we got some new skins.
I don't think we need operations, do we?
Everyone seems to, I don't really think we do either. Everyone seems to get nuts about that.
I mean,
like,
it gives you something
to do.
It's a little different, right? It gives you like a fun little side game to playing Counter-Strike as well. You're still going to enjoy playing the game, but then you get new maps, you get some objectives, you get skins for doing them. I get it.
It's got it's got a little story to it as well.
Yeah, exactly. Truthfully, I never really was that into the operations, but I can see the appeal.
There was a really cool one they did, and you're playing against bots. Like you do it with a partner, like a friend, and you're on the beach against like zombie kind of bots and stuff. That was one of the operations.
I remember that one.
Yeah.
I didn't buy them all, to be honest. I think I had Breakouts and a few others, but I can't remember.
Just to note as well, that is obviously the round going against North. It's 8-4. We have a little pause coming in. We'll have a look at the stats seeing as they're up. It's going to be AZ. He's got 11 frags right now. I'm not... Okay, 11 for 9. On my scoreboard, he's got 9 kills. So I'm not sure what to believe.
They're all a bunch of liars, Henry.
Yeah, this is...
I think what happens...
It's the wrong way around, I think.
I think the KD would...
Because AZ got 9
yeah. I think maybe it is. And
regardless, someone's doing well. RPK and Happy doing pretty well on the EnVyUs side.
I'm trying to look at your scoreboard and the one we have to see if they mixed it with
celebrities.
another player. Yeah, but I'm not seeing it, so I don't know how they got that, but that's all right.
It's fine. It's all good. Anyway, yeah, it's 8-4. That was a harsh reset. They saved an AWP, right? So Cajun B, he's got the AWP, and there's going to be a Mag 7 for MSL, CZ, and a 5-7 for Config. It's a rough round. It's certainly an all-in play. AZ is the only player with any sort of residual cash, $600 left over, as you can see. Cajun, he has to step up here. Cobble's one of those maps that lends itself to this sort of scenario, though. We see it top Orbers all the time doing it. Guardian especially comes to mind when Na'Vi were pretty rough on this map. They only really got 5 rounds on the city side. It's down to him who's making solo plays happen. He goes towards B, get a pick, back towards A. He's changing position every time you find a frag. And that's up to Cajun now. He has to go a bit more aggressive here as he goes towards the upper platform. The problem is there is an Orber waiting for him, but he does smoke him out. Comes in as well. The smoke's quite effective. And the Molotov is good as well. You can see the plan there. So he knows there's the player on that left-hand side smoke. Got a gap to work with as well. Loses vision now. He could have crossed. He has no idea. So he needs to be very careful at this point. Flash will come in as well. They'll get away safely. So he can pretty much assume with 2 flashes, he's probably got away at this point.
Yeah, definitely. How much utility, though, is that from the T's just to get out of a corner?
It's good, though. It's better than the player going down, I guess.
No, for sure. Totally.
Yeah.
But it is, you know, I'd be happy with that if I'm Cajun.
Yeah.
Given the fact that they don't have weapons aside from his op. Does get caught, fires into it.
Oh, that's a problem.
Definitely that the op's there.
Yeah.
And he's given up ground.
Yeah, they go back towards A at this point, I think. That makes a lot of sense. They know the money's so weak, and they saved an AWP. You know it's a B at this point. It's getting very quickly over towards A. You find one kill, smoke off connector as well. That's pretty much round done. And Happy, though he wanted to challenge towards drop down. It's a little bit clumsy, but he takes down Config and MSL. Now, this is not a perfect situation for the Max 7. He's making it work. Somehow still alive. Where's the refrag right now? 6 are looking to get it, but MSL's found some ground to actually get a decent flashbang in, and okay, he finds 2 kills. That's actually pretty good from him.
Very good from him, because the bomb's still down there as well. Scream has to go back and grab that. Does so now, but that, again, is just a few further seconds, and with 14 left on the clock, becomes a huge problem, especially, I was gonna say, if Cajun hits that, because there's no way they get the plant down. If he does, they're gonna commit safe plant. Cajun's gonna jump up, second player not peeking. Scream, 3 seconds, they can't win it. Yes, he can! No, he can't! 22 HP, doesn't hit the shot. And I think, yeah, that shot to the sky is a bit of frustration because North pick up their fifth.
Oh, MSL saves the day with the Mag 7, it seems, in the danger room as well. EnVyUs giving 2 kills away to that. I thought that'd be an instant refrag. They're a little bit cagey to go in there. Obviously, it's a close-range weapon. They don't want to challenge unless it's a guaranteed kill, but MSL somehow finds 2 and just about gets around there with 3 seconds to spare. I thought Scream was going to get that kill as well, as you pointed it out, but he can't find the final bullet. And it's North, still with a difficult situation. Tons of money available for EnVyUs here. You can see they got a full buy. North comes down to another 1v1 after going all in. So they get 2 M4s, an AK, and 2 UMPs. Not the worst buy in the world, but it'd be round number 15 with absolutely nothing if they drop this one. So this is a must-win round for North at this stage.
Up down to protect inside of the danger room. Back off. And wait outside of A. So brings back the round for North, who in the last map, remember, won a number of situations where they didn't have weapons. They get one there. But they did lose the op. 6 will have that to work with as they start to probe toward A. Config gonna get a shot in toward danger. This might be a...
Get rats, mate.
I don't even have words. That's the second time Scream's hit an off angle where you'd favor the person to get traded and he just smokes them.
Yeah, that was kind of sick, but AZ, he's stepping up that UMP towards the middle. That's the bomb dropped as well. This is a big play now. This round actually has possibility for the CDs to pick up as Scream keeps finding frags.
Easy will wait. Now he's looking in from long, tries to turn back in time, he can't do it. Scream hits a lot of those shots. But yet it's funny because you expect him, therefore, in the last round to win it, but he was spraying, panicking in the last couple of seconds. They're low here in time as well, but they will get the bomb down. It's just Cajun to contend with. And he's found immediately by Sixer. His op as well. Cajun's op serving him back a little bit of medicine from the last round.
I was going to say, I hope we get to see a little replay here. This is the final place. He's like 1 HP at this point.
22, I think.
Okay, but
one shot.
Yeah, regardless, like it's one bullet to find the kill, and he can't do it. You can see the spray. He's not known for his spraying, he's known for his one-taps. So,
and I think at that point, he probably got the information that he was tagged up and was just hoping. Yeah. I won't say panic, but pressure.
So we said that was a must-win round for North, and this is the reason why. They took a pause at this point, round number 15 of the first half. It's 9-5, and the final round, they've got a Deagle, a 5-7, a CZ, and a Mag 7. That's it. They only have $1,400 to play with. This should be a guaranteed round for EnVyUs. They drop this one, something's gone horribly wrong. Famously, Cbble, CT sides don't really have many options at the start of the round to find picks. They're actually very limited on Cbble. You're sitting back, waiting for the T's to come in, you're holding crossfires. Terrorists, with all the utility they've got, the AWP and the AKs, they should play a default, get long A control, push back danger as well. Then if they commit towards A, just push the CDs back, leave them with nothing, just those pistols to work with there. Then you're trading frags, sticking together, 6 holes of flanks. Should be very simple round for them. I would be even surprised if North got more than 2 kills in this one. But stranger things have happened.
Stranger things have happened.
Next song, what is this one?
This is Darude Sandstorm.
Ah,
I told you it was the next one. I've had it on cue. My auxiliary cable wasn't working, so it kind of ruined my DJ set a little bit, but I'm holding it in place, and it's coming together nicely.
Yeah, we've all been in that scenario, especially Machine and I. Anyway, round number 15, as I said, very weak buy. AZ, what has he got? He's got the Mag 7, okay. I was going to say, surely he gets better than the USP. Final round of the first half here. EnVyUs joining us. Nuke was pretty exciting with North picking it up at the end. And Config, he has to go a little bit crazy here, pushing through the smoke, and Scream has no idea. This is actually kind of interesting now. If he gets his first frag, okay, Scream falls back. That's the right play. Smoke's down. You're not 100% sure. You heard some footsteps at the start. Be a little bit careful, and he's checking that smoke out now, but regardless, even if he gets that frag, he'd rather stay alive at this point than overcommit.
XMS will just wait. He doesn't get boosted this time, but to see if anyone's going to get aggressive toward Long B. No need to this time without the weapons.
Right, like I did say, the operative word here was trading. So RPK needs to be very careful. He wants to come around his corner. He needs someone with him. Maybe a flash to go in as well. Finds 2 kills, so he's absolutely fine and happy backing him up.
Yeah, 2 kills in that situation is very good, especially when we saw Config starting to slip in the window behind him. Could have easily been 1-for-1 and a gun picked up, but does very well. XMS, therefore, has the site covered off. He turns back to more mid-connector, and AZ against 5 with a shotgun on round 15. If there was ever a time for some antics, this is it.
What kind of antics do you have in mind in this scenario?
Admin, he's doing it sideways.
Okay.
Just let him jump in and shoot them directly in the face. Do you see how hot that gun is? He's actually, that's because it's brewing a laser. He's actually converted it to a laser, and unfortunately it didn't work.
Well, it will be double digits there for EnVyUs on the T side of Cbble. North, this was 1 point, their very best map, but it's certainly slipping out of their grasp, it seems, as time goes on.
It was a good try, Rushley. That was a cheeky camera shot, but you went too far.
We'll take a quick break as he works on the angles. Do not go anywhere for the second half of Cbble.
The chickens have left the coop. They've gone to the hobbit hole. They're trying to escape the map altogether because they are sick of being slaughtered. And speaking of slaughtered, it's the pistol round.
It is the pistol round. Quite similar scenes, actually. What we saw in the first half, 5 sets of armor. And North actually going very aggressively towards drop down here. RPK's waiting. He's not going to find the first frag. He's Scream, and he finally finds a second as well. So this has been completely shut down now. 5-on-3 as quickly as that. It was going to be an A split. And there's one player heading towards middle as well, but they have a huge deficit to recover at this point. Sixer should be an easy frag. He's struggling a little bit. Scream bails him out, and there it is. 5 versus 1. Config to find another kill in return, though.
Config, chance to try and get a headshot as well if he can peek this correctly. Control the angle, but XMS does far better. And it's now 11 rounds for Envy. Winning the second pistol. They've got a chance to make this potentially 13-5.
They've won both pistols now, to be fair. They got the 3-0 in the first half, so they can get that here as well. That puts them in great stead to pick up this map. North will be forced by in return, though. Didn't get the bomb down, of course, so it suggests it's automatically going to be the force by the Tech-9s. PT-50s, some smokes to work as well. Obviously, to get the PT-50s out means you get the smoke instead of the Tech-9. So we'll see where this works out for them. This will be a wall of smoke, I would assume, towards the B side. They're very good at this. We didn't see any of those sort of antics from EnVyUs at all. They're quite default and steady with their approach to Cbble, but this will be a wall of smoke. This one can XMS shut it down. We take the X-ray off and see whether he can. There it is, finds that first frag towards Config. That might be a little bit interesting now as he gets towards Hobbit Hole. Will they be able to find him here?
It's going to be a big shot, though, from XMS. Hobbit Hole works, but only for the one. Doesn't wait entirely, and I think, to be fair, more and more people are accepting the position. Good shot from Scream, but just has to be careful. P90 of all weapons. Very capable. Oh, that nade. Capable, 51 HP. He's going to bypass them, try and get into a drop fake out. He's going A. That's going to cause them to move, and Scream gets caught doing it because they have to consider the chance that he runs Tay. They want to be hot on his heels and not give up the information. Six is going to face it, though, and it works.
Ooh, he's
Envy, that's so close.
Yeah, May just had the correct angle and everything, and Sixer, he beats him to the punch. Very nice stuff from him, and that's a big round for EnVyUs to pick up here. That's a full eco now for North. They've negated the force buy, so great work overall from EnVyUs. Got down to the 1v1, a little bit tight, but doesn't really matter because they're going to have a nice clean round here. Just Glocks up against him, 1 PT-50 for Major's Boy. Got a couple of kills there. So we'll see whether they can find 13-5. Should be able to. Should be quite a simple procedure here. Back towards drop down we go. Another fast rush. Molotov will be causing a lot of damage. They come through though, and RPK to mow them down. Finds 2 kills, and that's all we get.
Ooh. Pick up from XMS. He's looked very good in this. I mean, it's early. He's looked very good in this spot, but he's looked very good in this entire game, to be fair. 15 kills for him. I think. Yeah, RPK that leads the way.
15 kills and 9 deaths for XMS. Yeah, looking good. So, first gun round comes in. In terms of... Oh, did I see... I thought I saw an auto sniper there. Maybe I'm just tired. I don't think I did. That would be crazy. It's going to be AWP for Sixer, an MP9 for Happy, and XMS and the FAMAS. Of course, it's going to be 5 AKs for North. They have got utility to work with here, but more of a default round. It's been very fast so far. Sixer, aggressive towards long A. I heard a dink come in, but no one's really seemed to take any damage. So that must have been like a dink for like 6 feet of concrete or something. Did you hear that? You had the dink?
I think I did. But...
I mean, Sixer. He's gone down to 94. It must have been like
through a brick wall.
Yeah.
In fact, it wasn't the bullet that hit him. It was probably a pebble that was chipped off the old block.
Yeah.
A chip off the old block, you are, Henry. Do you guys use that expression in Britain?
Not really, but I know what it means.
Like that guy's a chip off the old block?
Yeah, it's like his dad.
Yeah, exactly. The nut don't fall too far from the tree. Just keep dancing around the pole. I'd throw him a couple dollar bills for a kill like that. RPK goes down. He looks further, though, and happy with an MP9. He's actually going to pull away with it instead. Nearly Molotov's off the weapon he wishes to upgrade to, but he will grab it. No problem.
They've got long A control for now. This is what the Danes are very good at. Pushing CTs back, taking vision away, and then going back to the B side and executing. That's normally their bread and butter. We'll see where that comes in this round. That's a smoke now for AZ to throw towards the connector. We'll see whether he decides to commit. The smoke comes in. And the smokes, flashes come in. They will be committing towards the A side at this point. Sixer, he needs to hit a couple of shots. He's actually quite isolated. He has got to back up towards the...
Good shot from Sixer, but very tight position. Scream, as you say, was at the barrels. They now know exactly where he is. He's got a little bit of coverage as they try and swing in, but they've actually already bypassed that of XMS's angle, and they're able to take him down on top of the site with the hut to protect AZ. He'll get XMS immediately after he finds his opener, but Happy's close. Happy's closer than they thought, but AZ's ready for it.
Certainly is, and that's North. Like we said, once they have that long A control, that's when they're absolute best. They have the option to fall back to be there. They do fully commit towards the A site, smoking out the vent room and connector as well. Flashes come in. I think Scream could have done a little bit better there, but found himself overwhelmed as players came in from APC and long A as well. We're going to round number 5, and it's actually going to reset the money for EnVyUs here. I think they probably had enough to buy, but they wanted to make sure when you have this sort of lead, you don't need to force buy every single round and get yourself in a financial nightmare. Scream has got the M4 though. How much money did he have? He goes down to $300. RPK's all in as well, to be fair. So it's a quite heavy investment here.
Oh. Config. Good headshot. So North fight back. Envy limited that second round where it went down to the one-on-one. Cost them so dear that it doesn't take much to take the money out of their hands in the second half.
Scream with this M4 needs to step up. If ever there's a man to do it, he would be it. Unfortunately, he's shut down by MSL, and that's going to be pretty much the round tied up at this point. Not really much the PT50s and CZs can do at this point, and Majors Boy finds another frag just to put the nail in the coffin for this round. 5 players surviving for North, and EnVyUs, they might as well save Happy's head armor and CZ. That's pretty much the only option they have here. It's not a great one, but it's something. Watch out for the paint cans, they'll get you.
Yeah. It's actually... you know, there's the outhouse on the other side of the map, but given the situation, he can't get there, and he's really got to use the bathroom. So use the bucket.
Go in the bucket.
Just use the bucket.
Why
a little
not?
privacy. He's got the job done, apparently. He's happy. He's going to move on. Literally is happy.
Well, North managing to have a clean round here. They are very good on the T side, so this game is certainly not over as of yet, and he's going to be happy now. Like we said, saved his armor, saved the CZ. He's got a flashbang as well. Looks like he wants a little bit more from it. That's almost a guaranteed kill for MSL, but he goes down. Okay, if he saves the AK as well, that's going to be kind of nuts. I think he actually does it. Oh, just about given away. It's AZ who takes him down, and it's going to be 13-7 now. Money's getting a little bit interesting. 2 players fully invested into that round. Doesn't really make sense, right? Because if you lose it, you have 2 guys on the CT side who can't buy. And you might as well have just fully invested all across the board at that point. But, you know, it's fine. Like we said, a huge bet of rounds, and we'll be 13-7 here. CZs, Deagles, PT50s, and another clean round for North. Should be, as we get into number 6 here. In terms of the scoreboard in the second half, it's 3-2 right now. After losing the pistol, North bring back the first 2 rounds.
XMS. Try and peek in with the Deagle toward long. There's the boost on the right side, his right side, left side for Cajun. Nifty little angle as well, crouched down behind the box rather than peek over top of it. You can see to the top of the ramp. That flash was so well placed, in fact, that you could hear the roars of thunder from down under. So Chad was very pleased. Scream will wait. Barrel shows, easy pickup, headshot, grab AK, second one there, MSL, battle as you might. Nearly gets picked apart, tagged only to 64 as the P250 can't penetrate the edge of the doorway. They are thick walls. Sixer is far off with MSL, but he succeeds in that triumphant battle as well. Still doesn't have much to work with inside danger. He's gonna have more company, further company from RPK. No problem. They really want that AK down, don't they?
They really do. MSL's not giving it away for free. He's actually got a multiple fragging round here. It's going to be XMS with the Desert Eagle and body armor left, and he's in the B side. So he's pretty much done as the bombs towards A, but it was a little bit exciting. EnVyUs finding a couple of openings with the pistols there. It's going to be screaming XMS to find kills, but ultimately the round goes in favor of North. We do have guns next round, though. EnVyUs will presumably bring up the AWP for Sixer. It's been a rough couple of rounds in terms of the economic situation. 2 players going all in the previous round, but like we said, it's fine. Still have this huge lead. 13-8 after this one. If XMS can find another kill, that damages the economy further of North. Let's see what he can do here.
Press E on the chicken for good luck. I don't know if you guys noticed the other day, but when we were playing together,
yeah,
we were having fun at Cbble. I was actually just running around collecting chickens. No one called me out on it though, so it was fine. I think I had 6 following me at one point, Henry. Low HP on MSL, missed shot though, they know where he is, does get him, that's not surprising, but... All right, I was gonna say I thought Magist would get a line to find him, but with bomb ticking as it is, he just wants to get away, save the AK, and XMS is gonna go back and see what he can find.
Yeah.
Is he? No, there's nothing that could go in that direction.
Yeah, well, he manages to damage the economy of North, that's about it. He gets 2 kills in total, and we go into, I guess, the first real gun around here. There's going to be AWPs and M4s available. I don't think they purchased one. There it is. Okay, Sixer does purchase it in the end. Same story for Cajun B. This round, very important, though. North do need to start stringing a lot of rounds together here. Can't allow EnVyUs to get comfortable. They've got 1 kit. That's in for XMS, and they're sending 5 players towards B. This could be another wall of smoke execution off the bat here. Smokes go in. Molotov towards the steps as well to give them a bit more room to breathe. XMS, though, can sense them coming. Smokes haven't been deployed just yet, but they are lining them up. Here comes the wall of smokes. I think this is a full commitment. You have nothing towards A, so they have to really go for this one.
XMS, good pick onto config, easy. Does immediately get him back, though. That gives North a lot of the site. Happy. Tries to spray through smoke. Does get a bit of damage into Magist, but not enough to deny the bomb plant nor take him down. And he knows now that on the other side, that's pretty obvious. The wall of smokes. They talked about the strategy.
Yeah, so you see the change of style compared to these 2 teams. EnVyUs didn't do anything like that. They're so good at those sort of plays.
It's surprising that North hasn't done more of it, to be fair, but it's the first time we've had a full-on gun round in a while. And Cajun B, I say WP is going to find 2. Scream as well over top of the statue. And they're going to try and get away. They're going to try and get out. Excuse me, 2 versus 2 now. It's 3 versus 2, but they couldn't get out the door. And finally, Sixer will make it that far. Everyone should survive as is, but the round will go to North to make it 13-9.
So it's a very nice round.
Looking good right now.
Yeah, it's a very nice round for North overall. You can see they get the upper platform control by using the Molotov towards the steps, smoke off towards the upper platform as well. It takes away vision away from the CTs. They can't really call as to what's coming in. It looks quite standard at that point. Line up all the smokes. It's so difficult to actually play against that. They tried to throw incendiaries to slow them down, but didn't seem to do the job. And the idea of those smokes towards the bomb site is cut the site in half, right? So you're kind of segregating any CTs there who are trying to challenge you towards chicken coop and the bomb site itself. And if you can just get those trades coming in, the CTs don't really have much to work with in terms of trying to push through that smoke. They're getting taken down. Cajun B lights them up with the AWP. And we enter round number 8, 13-9 now. North close at the gap. Sixer saves the AWP. We did say top AWPers can be very influential in this sort of round. 1 AWP is all it needs, and there we go. He finds that first pick. I would say go towards B now. That'd be my call if I'm the AWPer at this point. Get 1 kill at A, shouldn't presence there. RPK, he should be going down now. I can't see a world where he gets a kill. He manages to do it though, my god.
Magist as well into RPK. Manages it, as you say, but they're actually looking all right in this. Sixer at the off. He's gonna have to come up large. Does. And Screams there with the pistol. As soon as he gets that opening kill, then they have all the aggression that they want. And Envy finally getting around. That's been evading them for a while. They get 14 and they've got weapons now.
Well, they know they're an AWP was saved at that point. That's why I'm surprised they're taking so many duels at like open parts of the map so early on. MSL that goes down at the very beginning of the round there. He's obviously lurking by himself, but it was such an easy frag for Sixer to pick up. Lots of time, it's not like they exploded towards B at that point. RPK gets a kill towards drop down as well, and then they all can rotate towards the B site. It all falls apart, and that's why I always say on Cobblestone, all it takes is one play of an AWP. That's enough to win those rounds, and EnVyUs proves the theory to be correct. But it's Mage's boy who finds the initial kill on Happy in round number 9 here. And Mage's is going to be isolated here as the incendiary forces him to stay at the B site, and Sixer spots 3 players. Hits 1, but doesn't find a kill just yet.
Still doesn't find the kill. Now they've gotten by him. They know he's out toward long. That will cause a bit of problems for them in their post plant. Not anymore. Cajun, he's going to take him down. That's from the bottom of mid through danger as well. That's a tight shot, I'm sure, if we saw his perspective. But now he's got XMS from mid. He'll rotate around to the corner at long. They've got that covered off. Bomb planted safely is visible from that position. A bit of commitment, obviously, to walk in. But it's easy to take RPK. Scream remaining. Cajun gets him, and it's a reset now for Envy.
Certainly is. Envy now will be in a tough spot for money. You've had they won in EK before, so I think they have some. Seems he's Sixer. He could buy the AWP if he wants to. Similar story for Happy. He got decent money, but 3 players with almost nothing. They got $2,000 per player there, so they're going to be cutting things very tight. They decided to buy into this one. I don't think they should at all. Partial buy, drop some 5-7s over. You've won over pistols before, so you can do it again. And pause will come in just to work out their plan going forward. They still have a comfortable bet of rounds here. 4 until North tie up the scoreboard. 40-10 right now. And yeah, North starting to make this a closer game. It's starting to hit double digits, and EnVyUs have been reset as well. And Sixer, indeed, I think he has dropped some weapons over. You can see he's spent $700, and a Deagle has gone in the hands of Scream. So we'll be going for the more conservative approach here. The unpause comes in. Here's a little replay for you. It's Cajun B towards the B bomb site, just shutting down and hitting every single shot there to pull the round in their favor. And here comes the buy in total. CZs, Deagle, PT50, not really much to report. Maybe go for a B stack. There are some things you can do in these sort of rounds. You get 5 AT grenades and do the airstrike, we call it, towards B. You just wait for the rush to come in. They on top of that upper platform. Normally good for a kill or 2.
Scream with the Deagle will wait. Tight angle, not going to push through. No one does anymore. It's been a long time since I've even seen people like Snacks or Guardian flash off to try and find op picks out toward the statue. I think teams got used to it. Magisk, actually, to be fair, is one of the only guys that still consistently does push through here, but even tonight he wasn't playing in that position. Scream. Gonzal's going to hit him. They're going to hear it. Jumps back, gets around the corner. 86. And a Deagle to go back toward them. He's going to spot off. Spot's easy. Flash hits him. Goes behind him, keeps his vision, runs away. But Cajun's got Sixer to start things off. So North getting closer to the L11 round. This by no means is a done game. Happy, good find onto Cajun though. As he snuck in, pushing through the B halls. They've still got more pressure there. But it's Magisk that's getting the kills that matter as Envy fall to just 2 remaining. And Happy, although getting 1 more, can say nothing of the fact that B's open bomb's still over toward A though. This gets kind of interesting in that sense.
Yeah, with Scream's position as well.
Yeah, if AZ doesn't consider this, he walks out. If he had found that kill, it could have made things very interesting.
Yep, that could have been in. Scream as well, known to be hitting those shots, but not today. It's 3 versus 1 now. Happy with the CZ and the bomb on the other side of the map. He has got conflict in front of him. He should be taking it down here. There it is. 14-11. But that was an eco from EnVyUs. Been quite disciplined with their money overall. Here's a little replay for you. His boy picking up a couple of frags. And still Scream down to 3,000. What has he been doing with his money? I think they have to take another partial by him up. So some shotguns, CZs. And the Deagle. Scream's financial situation hasn't been great. And we'll get into round number 11, a chance for North to get even further. I think they probably can't believe their luck with some of the decisions EnVyUs will be making. Stems to those that round 3 rounds ago when they got 2 M4s out on their eco and didn't really make sense. That's not even balancing the books. That's just 2 players leaving yourself with no money. It makes sense on the T side, right? It's cheaper to invest into an AK and armor. It means you could have 4 AKs and a Tech 9 the next round. That's fine for a terrorist buy, but having 2 players on pistols on a CT round and a gun round doesn't really make sense. So That was very weird from EnVyUs. But here we go. Number 11, shotguns and deagles. Scream does a bit of damage towards Cajun. He's the AWPer, of course. Sixer lying in wait toward long aim.
Sixer does get taken down by AZ despite his best efforts on one of the 2 shotguns brought up by Envy. RPK has the other. Scream once again will go back to barrels. He's playing that position quite frequently, it has to be said. Times it with the Molotov, but Config gets the M4 back out in time, survives with 22. And it's RPK's turn to try and make something of this round being on the back foot. Gets a little bit closer with the shotgun. This corner's not a bad position to play in. But again, it's a one and done, typically speaking.
Typically speaking. Right now, it'd probably be 0, considering there's 5 players alive for the terrorists. Flashes are good as well. There's one. RPK with the shotgun does some good work, but that's about all they'll get from this round. He upgrades to the AK. Next round is when EnVyUs can really start sink their teeth in. The money situation's been pretty poor. And finally, they'll have weapons, and if RPK can save this as well, that'll help boost their prospects going forward. But it's going to be 14-12. We're getting a bit scary now, considering they've won both pistols, and they had a huge lead after winning 10-5 in the first half map. They've actually allowed North back into this one. That'd be a bit disappointing considering they dropped Nuke as well.
Yeah, and North, on Nuke they had
a lead as well.
Lead.
They had the 9-6 lead in the first half and won the pistol again, and North go back into him.
Finds one, just knows it's there, goes back, misses the shot though, and now they don't even save any guns. As North pick up number 12, they could close this to 13. There's lots of money left though, but if they do get 13 and break them, it goes 14-14. You know how the math works.
Here we go then. Big round for EnVyUs. They just want to get match point at this point. That's actually like, really there's a lot of pressure. Means you're like, okay, we've got at least overtime guaranteed. We don't have to play some cage anymore. Take a few more risks, but it's Sixer on the AWP and Scream towards long once again. Sixer's in towards that connector door. He's going to be trying to get the first pick here. It's a very standard round for North. This is quite classic. One player holding towards the B halls. That, of course, used to be Rubino's role. And they will try to smoke out towards connector, flash in. That's actually quite sloppy. North normally use that smoke towards that archway right there you're looking at and take that vision away. That's quite rare for them to give a kill away like that.
Down on top of the Molotov. Scream's going to make his way directly in the corner. Pop flash potential there. It's quite strong. Here, less so. It's easier to see it and turn back and hug the wall. Smoke thrown toward long. Boosted tree. Slow pace this time. Flashing's all perfect. That is so perfectly timed. AZ had just landed, had no idea that flash was in, but in turn, RPK had no idea Magist was going to follow it up. He's got Happy down on tree. Molotov that as well. Very good Molotovs except for this one, because XMS has the corner to work with. Nearly misses the shot, but he got 2 out of it. And Sixer found Magist as well.
Wasn't the most clean cut of rounds, but they managed to pick it up. There it is. EnVyUs get match point here on Cobblestone. And it was a lovely flash towards drop down, I have to say. And XMS finding a couple of kills there towards the end as well from their platform position. The Molotov not quite deep enough. And that's a problem. As the terrorists coming in the upper platform position, you know the Molotov's in that area. You're going to assume your teammate threw it correctly, right? And unfortunately, it cost them the round. To be fair, this kill that Sixer got at the start of the previous round as well, that was quite rare, I have to say. But number 13, potentially the last round as well. It's EnVyUs with match point. XMS himself tucked in the corner there, and it's a full-sided B attack. It'll be the same smokes we saw before, and XMS with an early incendiary. That actually helps out quite a lot, and he'll be looking for this first frag as well. This is very important if he gets it. Great position to work with.
Trying. That's a bit of a problem. Loses him in the smoke, whiffs it. Config's able to step and nail him. And it's back and forth. Because Envy on map point, down a man early, have conceded the bomb, and exactly that. They're low on money. The problem is, low on money, RPK has no way out. So all he was trying to do there, get a kill as he goes down. Like I told you, Henry, my philosophy in life, if I'm gonna die, I just want others to die with me.
Is that actually your philosophy in life?
No, I just thought I'd say that. It is my philosophy when I play Slither.
Okay, that makes more sense. So I'll give you that one. So, the wall of smokes once again from North. Why not? Seems like EnVyUs haven't got a reply to it. Seems like XMS is by himself. Like I said, that tactic is designed to segregate players who are playing on that half of the B bomb site. He gets himself in a lot of trouble there. It's some good ideas. He throws the incendiary down and a nice smoke as well. Gets himself tucked in the corner, but unfortunately the shots he fires weren't great. And it's North to pull one back and actually reset the economy. Another pause comes in. This will be tactical for EnVyUs, I'd imagine. So Sixer has $4,500. He can drop a weapon over. Scream, similar story. So they can drop and have 4 weapons in total. I think one player will be down to a max 7, potentially maybe a UMP. We'll see what happens. But yeah, a chance for North to take us to overtime. I'd say that's quite likely at this point. EnVyUs haven't looked that convincing in their CD half so far. They don't know how to handle the executions. It seems like they kind of fall apart. And as soon as they go for the retake, you can see they don't really have anything to work with there.
Well, that is a very true point. If they can find the openings to work with.
I think they need to get the AWP towards B now. Like, that's the problem. Let's get the B on the upper platform, challenging a bit more. Yeah, against Molotov at the start, but at least like he can be challenging a little bit more in the front of the smokes on the XMS by himself.
Do you think it's pretty? Do you think North reads that though?
Possibly. And they're very good at faking that strategy as well. They could do the NIP smokes at this point. Do something like that. That would be. Imagine how perfect that is right now. You do the NIP smokes after doing that a few times in a row. Do that right now, you're going to get an open A bomb site, and it's going to be working beautifully. That's what I'd be calling on this pause. You're like, okay, they've taken a pause. They're trying to adjust to what we're doing. The B execution is shutting them down. They'll probably take the bait straight away. If we throw any sort of smoke towards B, they're going to think we're doing the same thing. NIP smokes to B right now, get towards the A site. That's a pretty dream scenario, in my opinion.
Well, if that's what they do, we've got a game that has overtime potentially written all over it.
I would say it's got it written over right now, to be fair. Look at the buy. Like, it's going to be weak. They saved an AK and an AWP, but the other guys, not really much to work with. They haven't actually forced into this one, Matt. They're taking a risk with the AWP and looking towards round number 15 to close things out. So they're not going all in. Sixer is going towards B at least. And I'll be so interested to see whether North do try and fake that B wall of smokes. That'd be kind of cool.
Well, they've got a boost up in the corner now. Config. Ooh. I was curious if the flash animation was going to give away his hand, but nearly gives away his head when he stands back up. Manages to survive it and actually take Sixer down to a reasonably low 19 HP, but he still has the op, he's still alive, and he can still be dynamic. Takes the B position out of the equation, though, Henry, as you suggested. He's got to backpedal ever so slightly and play a more passive angle. Let's Scream that's over on A if they go back that direction, which it surely seems they want to, clearing out danger now as well as we speak.
Sixer taking a lot of damage at the start of this round, and this is what we want to see from the Danish side. They've got that long A control, very good at taking it. They haven't given that frag away at the start. Flashbang goes in, and this is going to be difficult for EnVyUs to hold and demonstrate it right now. But Sixer does pull one back. He's low HP, but he's hitting shots for now. Can't find a second just yet.
Tries to relocate, catch the mid-transition to the site. Great shot from Sixer. Exactly what he needed, but he's gone down, so too is RPK. Things open up. XMS, the last alive versus 3. He's taken out of it. And I think overtime is very, very likely at this point in time because money's even worse in this round, and North are rolling.
They certainly are. They didn't go all in the previous round, so they have a bit of money to work with. So you can see the AWP comes out for Sixer. I think he could have dropped something as well. He goes for head armor. That's a weird decision, considering he's got no nades. He gets one flash. Definitely doesn't need head armor. You know they're going to have AKs. This one, the previous round, is number 15 as well. But still, didn't want the smoke, apparently. It's going to be a chance now for North to take us to overtime. 3 Famises as we go into the final round. And here we go, the 5-man execution once again. Let's see if it works out as XMS stepping up with the first frag.
Does work for them. Could they survive with limited weapons? That's the question. Shots come back out. Cage is going to try and open the site, but just has done so. He successfully found the first pick.
He's got no reply to this execution, have they?
Side of the site that Happy's found as well. If he picked up a kill on the statue, maybe he makes it possible, but overtime is written, I think, at this point in time. Because now, things are really troublesome. Bomb, minute and 6, not planted yet. Sixer tries to find the shot, can't do it. AWP, his best chance, but Cajun, there it is, confirms it, overtime is done. Well, overtime's just begun, but it's done.
It's done. Regulation is done, and you have to say, Matt, how many times, like, they don't have to do fakes of it, just keep doing the same tactic. Let's just keep doing that big execution. They have no idea how to handle it. This time, XMS gets the first kill, but it's refragged straight away. Once again, he's by himself. I think he needs to stop playing close to that broken wall. If he's just not getting a single kill or even having backup, let's get a play on the tree. Let's try that out. Let's get an AWP of the chicken coop. Let's see if he can have some room to move there. They weren't adjusting at all, and they weren't finding frags. in those scenarios, that was really weak from EnVyUs. The CT side needs a lot of work against those set pieces. They're quite common these days. That's been around for a long time. And yeah, they couldn't really hold it off whatsoever.
Yeah, no, they can't.
So MR3 10K comes in. It's the first and 19 at the top of your scoreboard. CTs won't normally be purchasing head armor here, but they might get an AWP out. I don't think a double AWP set is going to work out for EnVyUs on this point, but it'll take a little bit of time to get going once again. No side swap at all. So North will send the T side. We're looking very good, to be fair. This is a bit of a desperate situation for EnVyUs, considering they had such a huge lead.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I mean, a big lead. You said it though. Every time they gave up the bomb, they couldn't do anything about it. Their retake scenario was not great. Whether they were too battered and bruised before the site was taken, or they just didn't have the map control to take it back. But this is a bit of an issue for them on both maps. And this is a team that, again, I said it, they were supposed to be considered second rate at this point. They were the leftovers of G2's project, which isn't obviously going well. They sit at the bottom of the table, by the way, G2, 1-6 right now. But Envy is 4-5.
Yeah.
If they were to pick up both these wins tonight, they'd be 6-4 and near the top. Even if they pick up this one and go 5-5, they're still mixed with pretty much everyone. I mean, this league is so close right now in the mid steps. But you know, the more these close games they lose, the more it's going to haunt them down the line, because they need to take every opportunity to win, is my point. They are underdogs in many respects. Yeah. Whether or not that's true over time, maybe they prove us wrong, maybe they are consistent. But
round difference does count, but yeah, they definitely need to be picking up wins here. It's always a bit disappointing to drop out, like in overtime especially as well, considering they had a huge lead here. They've already lost Nuke as well, so they're 1-0 down going into this one. But here we go then. Well, it looks like we're ready to start momentarily. I can see everyone purchasing their weapons. Cajun B, he picks up the AWP, a couple of AKs around him as well. I think it'll be 4 AKs, that goes without saying at this point. CTs, like I said, it's rare to see them pick up head armor, not really required, but here we go then. 3 rounds on either side, first and 19.
18-18, we do it all again. I've said that phrase many a time. Many a time and
we've
off.
had some long ones before. I think we've got the record for
we do.
A LAN game.
We do. At PGL of all places.
Indeed. So we're into it. Single AWP setup. You can see Sixer will be picking that up, and we'll see where he decides to go. I would say maybe try mixing up. The B execution is a real problem. Let's see whether you want to maybe get XMS out of hell and maybe change his position. But Sixer's towards long A for now. And we do have XMS joined by Happy this time as he boosted up towards Tree. I said that was an option. No, he hasn't. Looks like the exact same setup. But it'll be more of a default here. North not going for the execution at the start of the round here. It's going to be the 1 minute 30 mark. And Config, look at that first pick. He's looking a little bit aggressive here as well. And it's Major Spoil to open things up and drop down. RPK has been eviscerated there.
Yeah. Just completely denied of any chance. That also means and it's the open again for North. And considering the momentum they had, and they come back, they've already made that so perfect from Just. That's how you do it, Happy. I would say if they start to pick up rounds like this could be a fast overtime in the favor of North. It was Envy struggling to hang on. You're right. Happy will get one on Config at drop, but he's immediately taken down by Cajun, and they know where Scream is already.
So Scream, it's not really worth him getting anything here. He's not going to win this round and gives it away. Right, so they'll be fine for this round, right? They can still buy into it, but it won't be the best of buys, especially after Sixer picks up the AWP. He can't actually purchase that weapon. It has to be dropped for him if they want to bring it to round number 2 here. And if they lose this round, you go into the final round with just pistols. That can be a pretty quick 3-0. As we get into it, 5 M4s comes in. They really need to start adjusting this CD setup. Like it looks like it's just dropped off completely. Very flat right now. Not really showing anything of excitement for me in terms of like, okay, well, we know what they're doing. It was backup plans here. Fast A attack from North up the mid ramp, and Sixer, I think he might be alone. He's got backup from Scream, but he's actually committed towards long A. He's got a lot of work to do here.
Work indeed. Flashed off. Sixer inside stables. Not really anywhere to go. Does still manage to pick up one on the bomb. That drops it down. It's going to give a huge chance to them now. 4 versus 1. Config last alive. And he's quite removed at drop room from the action. Spotted as well now, so they'll have all the information required to deal with him accordingly.
Yeah, North do that round quite a lot, actually. Like, it's normally in overtime, so we fair we see that from them. Just a bit of the Hail Mary play. Straight towards middle, flashes over, hope for the best, but Six are stepping up. Not with the AWP in his hand. That's what we're saying, Matt, with this team. He's so good with the M4. Just with EnVyUs, like, before the rotations happened, he was looking so solid, just like a role player towards B sides. And
before the roster change.
yeah, exactly. He was looking amazing with the M4 there. That's why I think, like, he's okay with the AWP, right? But he's not amazing. Like, I feel like you want him on the M4s of anything. That's
I think it's necessity.
Yeah, but like that's a
Unfortunately
problem.
for them.
Though,
No,
right?
it's totally a problem. 100% agree. I mean, it's similar to the NIP issue that they're trying to resolve.
Yeah. Like, he's such a good M4 player. It's a bit of a shame to see him. Like, so I'm sure, like, he'll adapt, he'll get better and better, but like, he got so good at the M4 towards the end of the first EnVyUs lineup. And Frank makes a mess and may just, he gets this straight back. Unfortunately, it's going to be a 4-on-4, just like that.
Well, just like that, Sixer is going to start to rotate off as well and find better ground to walk on elsewhere. AZ's going to head toward long. Sixer does have to be careful. He's considering the fact that he could leave and cheat back into the site, but he's alone, and the bomb is clearing danger. They're going to set up with a minute to work with toward the site itself, and Sixer's still unsure.
Yeah. Well,
without any information of exactly where he should be in this situation.
got Mages now actually in towards drop down with control. Flash is good though. RPK trying to find this frag. He needs to get it. It's 11 HP. Finally finds the frag, and now they can actually make some more positional control plays towards the A site, and that's where North will be ending up. Occasion B towards middle with the AWP, and you can see 3 players towards the side of the map. Surely this could be EnVyUs, maybe going up 2-1 here in the first half. Looking very promising right now.
Yeah, which would be very surprising, all things considered, considering we just finished saying that North had so much momentum heading into this overtime.
Yeah, well, they didn't keep. I would just keep doing that. Be execute. Occasion B, last round here, has to go for it. Can't save this weapon. 15 seconds remaining. Bombs down. Surely has no chance. There it is. Screen to finish things off, and like you said, surprisingly, EnVyUs win 2-1 here. On the city half, they've really struggled against North, but North, I think, played themselves a bit too much there. They did just keep it standard, boys. Instead of going for those mid rushes and trying to change things up, like just keep doing that. Be execute. They had no reply to that whatsoever, and didn't bring it out once, and they ended up losing the half there. So now EnVyUs go to the T side. They were very good on this in regulation. They got 10 rounds in total, albeit with the pistol and the 3-0, but still they were getting gun rounds. So they just need 1 for a draw, 2 for a win here. Like we said, first to 18.
Yeah,
first to 19. Sorry.
It's extremely encouraging that in overtime you pick up 2 kills on the CT side on this map.
Yeah.
That gives Envy a very good chance to wrap this up. They still need 2 more, as you mentioned, but it's more likely than I would have expected them. I thought North for sure going into this, starting out on the T side, having the momentum, would be in a much better position.
Well, we'll see as we get into the first round of the second half of overtime here. What was that recent we were doing that? Was that the decider matches in Katowice when we had like,
yeah, that's right.
the
yeah,
inaugural...
yeah. The first half of our first overtime. No, what was it? Our second half of our first overtime and the first ever yeah, I can't even remember it.
It was amazing though.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. That was fun, but it was very time consuming.
Double AWP setup, Matt, on an overtime in CT half. That's interesting. Loses round, 2 players very limited indeed. So North are all in as we enter round number 1 here. Boost coming in for XMS. Six sending him up to that position on the platform. Let's get into it.
Yeah. Shots through. They elected not to run the double op setup in many situations previously. We saw actually, especially Envy, Sixer had a chance to pick up a second one. I think it was around 27 and didn't do it. Myself flashed as RPK already down. I think you would have heard that though. So how does RPK elect to deal with it? Gets a little bit further out, has the pole. Not done much with it yet, to be fair. Just waiting to keep the position so that they have options later. Limit what's available. Shot in, no success from the op at long. Just boy, instead, he's gonna try and rotate back in and play support at long B. First kill, he has a second, and MSL sweeps up RPK. It's back to deadlock 17-17.
It is. The double AWP setup works out. Like I said, that's a huge investment from North, and we said EnVyUs, they have a very kind of basic approach to the T side from what we've seen so far. The roster's only been together for about a month, but in terms of like tactical depth, they don't really seem to have the really kind kind of intrinsic strategies that really kind of segregate bomb sites that we saw from North. They don't seem to have the sort of playbook. They're relying very heavily on the individual plays there, and that's fine. But still, like when it comes down to this, and you're kind of not finding any early picks, and you're being denied by AWPs, like you need something to take the AWPs out of the game. That's why the double AWP setup is so viable for North, because they know there's no tactical kind of executions coming in from EnVyUs. So why not get the double AWP setup out? You could have 3 shots for days, and they're certainly making it work at the moment. As we get to round number 2 here, AZ's towards danger. Molotov makes it a bit problematic though. It takes quite a lot of damage there. 27 in total as we go into a situation where he's looking to try and find one frag and fall back here. Smoke will help him out. Apparently not.
Indeed. Config, though, look at this position, AWP. He goes already up toward the corner. Forced to go back. Daisy down already. Gets to stables at least, thankfully as well, because MSL's to cover the bottom and middle. He can get back all the way inside of the site, but they'll lose a lot of information, and the execution sure to come in this time. We said it, or you said it, I should say, that we didn't see a lot of execution-based play from Envy on their original T side.
Indeed. Well, EnVyUs do have 2 smokes, 2 flashbangs, and Molotov. Not really enough for execution, but on the A side of the map, it's kind of fine. He's in a smoke towards connector, one towards balcony. They have lost track of the B halls here, so this is a similar situation we said from North in the first half. They need to operate quickly at this point. MSL in a great position to find 1 kill, maybe 2.
Pick, just finds 1 and the second, but it's the rotations that become the problem. It's Cajun. Has to get his way back inside of the site. Config in behind the van is more important as well in this situation, especially the up close. Takes the bomb down, screams out of it. Happy's got to work on his own 1 versus 2. He's got 1 down already. It's Config found. Bomb grabbed to the way by, but it's the right place, right time for Cajun.
2-0 for North, and EnVyUs, they get the control they need, but they can't actually get out of the key choke points there. MSL, like I said, he's going to get 1 or 2 kills there. Actually managed to get 2. Config chiming in as well. Thank you for that from the desk. It's going to be round number 3 here, the final round of the first overtime. Let's see whether EnVyUs can tie things up or North can run away with it. They've got a Deagle just on 6 here. This is looking pretty bleak in terms of the utility. 2 smokes, flashbangs to work with as well. They're going for a B-sided attack. They don't really have enough to work with here. They're going to have to rely heavily on an opening pick. And for now, North don't need to give anything away. We said its options are limited on the CD side, but that's fine for now. Nothing really available for EnVyUs to get a pick. So just hold back, wait for their commitment, spray them down, use their double AWP setup, which is perfect for what EnVyUs present to them. And drop-down control comes in. A lot of noise made, but RPK finds the frag.
Doesn't need Molotov out, though. Magisk is able to get in position. It's North's map point to play with. It's Magisk that's done well to find Happy. But it is still a 3 versus 3, and double overtime could easily become a possibility. Magisk starts to swing out, does find Scream, but he's traded immediately back by XMS. Inside of the site, Cajun's still in the AWP, has to smoke off toward E-Box, but the Deagle, is that really going to take down the up? Because Cajun walks into it, and Sixer is up against Config to keep the game alive.
Config versus Sixer. He can hear the footsteps as well. He's made a lot of noise there. So Sixer, not even faking this one out, but oh, okay, he is. Oh, it's getting a little smart now, getting a little bit interesting. And Config's not taking the bait just yet. He's in the perfect position to shut this down, spots him, and there it is. North win the second half of regulation, of overtime, I should say, 3-0. And EnVyUs got to be gutted at that one, man. They had such a huge lead after winning 10-5 in the first half. They had a match point for so long as well. They can't close it out in overtime, and I think that's probably a good thing for them. Their combo's not ready right now. They don't have the execution there. The CT sides are poor. They can't actually hold off any sort of execution. I think it's a good thing they lose that game today. If they'd have won it, they'd probably think, oh, you know what, we can always rely on this. I think it's a wake-up call overall.
It is true. I mean, again, for the sake of the standings in the league and how things are playing out, they need to win these games, but you're right. They don't need any false sense of security, and now they've got stuff to work on. So see if that works for them. We'll see what the desk think about North. I would have expected them to have a bigger lead in these games, Jason.
Yeah, well, Envy's going to end their night pretty disappointed. Good starts on both maps, especially Cbble. They were up, what, 13-5, 13-6 at one point, and they let it all slip away. So North, very, very good comeback for them. That was nice to see.
I haven't, well, it's related to North, but it's unrelated to, I guess, the scheme of the game. I don't think this made the game as close as what it was.
Yeah.
I don't like the fact that they've given AZ the A player role. I think MSL was good there. He made some good reads and decisions, and he knew when to rotate more. So when you have two players like AZ and Config, they're normally just going to stay dedicated to that position. If you're a player like MSL, you're either going to go for an aggressive push or rotate yourself around to help that B bomb site more. Putting him in drop, it's not a position where he can move around and help in that situation. It's more he's stuck in one place, and I would like to see him and AZ swap back because Rubina used to be the one playing drop.
We did see some of the tendencies that started to scare us from Katowice. I know there were like 3 rounds in Katowice where North, playing deep in that A-bomb site, failed to get information and lost critical rounds. And we saw that a couple times almost come to fruition.
Yeah, the difference was Envy threw the utility to telegraph they were coming, so AZ was, you know, he was ready for it. But it didn't trip them up here, but it could have. A good comeback by them. They were resilient. Envy Struggle Town.
Struggle Town.
No, they did well.
Yeah, no, the thing is, I think we get a weird display with North, especially on Cobblestone. Like, we get our hopes up. It should be, like, a decent matchup for them. Envy, you have to go back a long time for those players to get, like, good results for them. The thing is, even though they play a lot North, it's their second worst map results-wise. So it's like, that for them, sure, they won it, but it really wasn't clean on occasion. And there was some weird things. We saw double up coming in on occasion. Config running that one. Haven't seen that too much before. Didn't really make too much of an odd during it, but I don't know. It just felt like a very scrappy game between the two, and neither of them really found their footing all that comfortably. It still feels like they're in a little bit of flux in where they stand on this map, even though they play it so often, North.
Yeah, in regulation, both teams on the T-side were finding picks and then just playing the situations correctly in the mid-rounds. You know, it gets very difficult as the CTs to cover everything on Cobble when you're down a man. So the T-sides were just playing other situations well. I think if you go back and look at how many picks they were getting and winning rounds, they were converting most of them. It was very rare that they weren't. So that means they were playing fundamentally sound once getting picks, which is a positive for both teams. I think there was Envy, a bit lackluster with executes, but they took them to overtime in the first map of 16-13. So to be honest, we should be singing their praises that they're performing this well.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that might be a different story if they don't lose that big lead that they had at one point. But speaking of that big lead, this has actually no transition at all. But if you guys did not tune in for the whole day, these are the results we have up on the board. Fnatic losing the first map, respawning in the second. Envy tried to do the same and came very, very close, but North takes both of those maps. On the other stream that you guys may have tuned into, Astralis goes 2-0, and I didn't see the other results. I believe it was split between Mouse Sports and LDLC.
It
was split,
Yeah, these are the standings that we have updated. So North and Astralis, that's a little bit more likely. Mouse Sports still crazy up at number 1, but having North, Astralis, and VP as 2, 3, and 4, that's what we are
That
used
looks
to
good.
Yeah,
that looks not bad.
Still
Still a little crazy, still a little crazy at the bottom.
Yeah.
But we'll figure that out later. And then also stick around because the NA Pro League is going to continue tonight as well. Complexity taking on Luminosity, Misfits versus Cloud9. And then on the other stream, it's going to be Rush versus Selfless. It's going to be Liquid versus Renegades. That's cool.
That should be a good match. JKS is currently the highest rated player on another stats website out there.
Nice. Well, this is Tuesday's schedule because this is the last day of Pro League for the week. It's going to be FaZe versus Navi. That'll be sick to see. Simple and Nico going at it. Hellraisers versus G2. And then there's also going to be a Fnatic versus NIP. So why not? That is going to be awesome.
Before we throw, Jason, I just want to let the viewers know that you said that you're going to partner up with Dazed in Dallas. And you want to challenge me and Henry to a 2v2.
All right.
You're talking a big game about this, and I don't know if me and Henry are going to accept.
You're trying to get out in front of it. You're trying to get out in front of it, aren't you? That's not exactly how it went down. I believe there were some, what do you call them, frothies consumed by a certain Australian who was feeling a little bit
Look, I heard there's going to be a laptop put on it.
Yeah, put a laptop on it.
Henry is very confident. It was like 20 minutes of confidence that we're going to put a bunch of laptops. Just a whole boatload of laptops. Yeah, we might try and make that happen. I think that'd be rather easy for us, but you might want to pick a different partner. I've already beat Henry twice. So yeah, we'll see if that happens in Dallas. That's going to be later on. That's it for tonight. That's it for the week. But really quickly before we go, we here at the broadcast team at ESL would like to wish Skadoodle a very, very nice recovery, a very good recovery. Hope he gets back soon. We see him on the maps and the servers. All our thoughts out to him. So have a good night, have a good weekend, and we'll see you on Tuesday.